In a few weeks' time, this £400,000 recreational complex, which includes 2 swimming pools and many other facilities, will be open to the public. And undoubtedly it will be an extra incentive to attract people to this part of Craigavon.
For the past 6 years, this leisure centre is set closed and unused, making people wonder what's happening next. Back in 2020, the leisure centre shut its doors for the last time when COVID was at its all-time high. Over the years, the community has started to wonder what's happening with the Brownlow Leisure Centre. As it's set empty and dormant, the only thing being used is its community hub and its football pitches out the back. When making this video, things became apparently strange to me. I tried to find photos and videos of what the facility was like when it was in its peak, but I was only able to find a fair few photos, like everything was scrubbed off the internet. This made me certain that I had to get inside the leisure centre to showcase what has been left behind for decades to come. What is going on, everyone? We are back out again today for another video, and we're actually exploring the Abandoned Brownlow Leisure Centre. So let's make our way inside, shut this door behind us so security and stuff can't come, and let's get around. It seems like in here is quite dark, so we're probably going to have to start using our torch, but making our way into what seems to be actually a sports hall. As we can see all around us, there's chairs and all left behind still. This place might be in really good condition. Now, we haven't been able to see. This place has been closed from 2020, roughly. Look at that there. You can actually see where the floor is starting to deteriorate. Probably due to water damage. And someone's walked through it. Look in here, actually. I think behind us is the main hall as well. Look at this. Loads of gymnastic stuff just left here. The old balancing beam just sat where it once was. Now, I would jump up and try it, but I don't think I'm fit enough to get on top of it, being honest. They must have had shooting classes, or else this was archery, but I can only assume it was shooting because the targets are so small, but I could be completely wrong. And then the wee pew-pews that they would have had probably slotted into these here, probably just wee air rifles or something. Look at this. The size of this place is absolutely huge. It's massive. Probably one of the biggest sports halls I've actually came across in a while, but look at this. You don't even need your torch. Obviously the torch helps with what's in front of us, but it's not needed. And even here, there's a wee springboard. So they must have been big into their gymnastics or something, because these are gymnasts trampolines, and there's 2 of them. And they typically tend to be very, very springy. And look behind me there, you can actually see the remnants of an old scoreboard. So they must have took their basketball pretty serious, because look all around us, there's so many basketball hoops all around. It's quite a big court. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4 basketball/tennis courts. But look at this here. This is the old trampoline. You can tell it's not the same as a normal one. It's like made of a springier material, and the springs on it are typically massive. Making our way through, you can actually see quite a lot of remnants of where people have come in before this place got locked up and actually trashed it. Now, no one's actually explored this building since 2004, but you can tell the kids and all that got in here kind of went to town on it, assuming it was kids and not workers. But look at this. You see all the old floor polishers. You see boxing gloves and boxing ropes and stuff. So they must have had like a gym in here, or else that there's actually from wee classes or something they did. They would have had a thing for cricket set up here. I mean, if you hit these here, it allows it to spring back up, which is pretty cool. A dodgeball over there. But let's make our way through and check here out. They must have liked their gymnastics. Good look. There's a board here with all the gymnastic moves and all on it, instruction by instruction on how to do things. It's crazy. The opening times and all are still left here for all the different classes and sessions and stuff they had back in the day. Obviously, that's been sat there for a long time. Obviously, a lot of people probably attend all these classes, given all the different sessions. Like on a Monday to Friday, there's 10 sessions a day. So, probably a very, very busy place back in its time. Coming through here, it looks like it's taking us towards the ladies' changing rooms in through these here doors. So we're going to go this way. We're going to cut through and have a look. Now you get a massive whiff of like cleaning solutions. Check this out. Very old school lockers. And even look at this here. It's an old school water fountain. You don't really see them like that anymore. Then there's a big sign saying please be aware these areas cleaning blah blah blah, basically exploring, explaining the floors and all are probably wet as well. What's for here? It's a fire escape. Probably just takes you to the back areas of the building, but this would have been like the enclosed changing rooms, probably for like the classes and stuff for the schools. You can see the old keys and all are still in. I wonder if this takes us to the swimming pool, or if it's just a changing room. And there's the toilets. And it's just the showers. It's eerie seeing them old blue curtains. Still there, like, that's how you know it's quite old. Now dating back, this is only what, 6 years abandoned, you know what I mean? And you can kind of see the damage and the water damage that's happened over the years with stuff falling, but there's kind of cobwebs everywhere as well. So as we're walking through this, I'm just taking them to the face. Let's make our way through and see if we can find the male changing rooms. This place actually closed, probably, I'm assuming, around COVID time, given the fact that the COVID signs and all are still here. Like, that's quite eerie on its own. Leading up into the dark corridor. This takes us into the male changing rooms. Not really much of a difference, actually, compared to the female ones. Everything's kind of just the same, just a copy and paste really. It seems a wee bit bigger, but look at that. There's actually stuff left behind inside the lockers. So maybe these were the team lockers, given the fact that there's so much left here, or maybe just lost and found. Over in the corner there's a bit of money sitting, probably from back in the day. But look at that, all the old aftershaves and all still left in here. Gloves, masks, toothbrushes, bandages. It's all still there. There's old towels in this one, swimming shorts, actually still hung up. Inside here, someone's weightlifting gloves. Ping pong paddles, even just sitting here. It's crazy, all this is still here, look at this. Work file. Maybe people's, oh look, someone's certificate. Actually came to a set of doors which seem to be jammed open. You can see the windows now are smashed on them. Fortunately, the COVID sign's still there. But making our way through here, see the lights are on, but they're typically security lights, not security but fire escape lights, so maybe that's why. But look at this. You can see where it's kind of been trashed a bit, probably by kids. There's a sign right here, synthetic pitch and dry changing rooms. Then another one up there saying swimming pool and wet changing rooms to the right. So maybe if we continue up here, if you look at this here, it gives you an overview of the sports hall. It looks massive from up here. Like, it is big whenever you're down there, but when you're up here it's 10 times bigger. Look at that. Balcony restaurant, meals, snacks and drinks. Must all be upstairs. And here itself is our actual reception area. Doesn't look like there's much going on at it. The doors to actually lead into here, just there. Look at this. All the old reception, even the signs there still. It's one thing I thought wouldn't be here still. There's probably a sign indicating a lot of these things. They're all just hung up still. Like, I thought they would have been completely trashed. Continuing on through. Look at that there. So it says swimming pools this way. So I can only assume if we follow through, it should take us to where the pools are. As you can see on the right of us, the sports hall. This takes us in the male changing rooms, but typically you go through the changing rooms, they get through into where the pools are. So let's make our way through. I'm going to switch on our light because I have a feeling in here is pretty dark. like the last one. Oh, look at that. It's like the baby crib type thing that you put your kid in while you're getting changed, so he didn't run away or she didn't run away. It's quite eerie, this here one. You can see the firelight is still working. But look at these lockers. They look older than the last ones. They're like a chromey type colour. Like something you would see in an American school. Never really seen ones like this before. It's quite cool though. And then look at this. There's do's and don'ts for your kids to stop diarrhea and spreading. Look at these ones. Oh, these are cubicles. I thought these were just lockers. And you've got more changing rooms here, like changing areas. But let's make our way through here. I'm assuming I can see a light coming through. And I can only assume it's like a natural light coming from the pool area. Oh, look at that. It's really, really bright in here. All the old pools. It looks like they put Harris fencing up. They kind of prevent people from falling in. Goodness knows how long this Harris fencing's been here. I don't think it's a recent thing. I think it's been here for some time. It's quite a big pool to be fair. I did think it would be a bit bigger. But you can actually see all like the natural lighting coming in here, which would have lit this place up. And it looks like there's big floodlights just there. Probably look very industrial if they were turned on at night time. Look at that. What would you say about waist height the pool is? And around the whole side of it, it's got these metal railings to allow you to hold up yourself, probably for kids learning to swim, learning to kick their feet and stuff. That would have been used. All the old filters. What's this? Continuing our way through the building, we've gone to the stairwell, but down here it says squash courts. A wee sign pointing just there. So we'll make our way over here and have a wee bit of a look. Now we were saying that this building doesn't seem as big. No, it seems too big to just have what was in it. Look at this. Old squash courts. Seems to be two of them. Size of these here. They're huge, but they're all covered in black mould by the seams of it. I'll see what the other one's like, see if it's the exact same. Now, it's quite understandable the reason why it is covered in black mold, because obviously the amount of moisture and sweat that was being built up inside of these probably just stuck to the walls for years and it got absorbed, and because of that there, the mold's now starting to form all around it. Up them stairs actually just takes you up to a viewing gallery, so we're not going to bother going up there. Plus the big window that's there takes you out to where the big viewing gallery takes you out to where the football pitch is. And from what we know at the moment, the football pitch is being used, so if we go up there we'll be seen. So we just want to try and avoid that. But you can see where in here's been damaged quite a bit. Now, it's crazy to think that this here leisure centre closed only 6 years ago in 2020. Just around the time COVID was roughly coming to an end, but also at its all-time high. If I'm correct by saying. Now in saying that there, this leisure centre closed along with a few others, if not one or two others. Basically the reason behind it was they built a new leisure centre called Lakeside, and doing that they closed all their leisure centres, including this here one that we're walking in now. Now this is probably the best preserved one out of them. One of them's currently actually getting knocked down as we speak, but this leisure centre is definitely the biggest. And the problem with them knocking them all down and getting rid of them is they're now finding problems that the new leisure centre that they built is actually running into massive issues of overcrowding and the population, that they can't hold it, like it can't hold the numbers that it was meant to hold, because they didn't expect it to get so busy. So I think now they're running into that issue, and then because of the overcrowding, the local people are having a problem of, now they don't have a local leisure centre to come and swim, train in, use the gym. Even though the other one's big, it's just not big enough, because these other leisure centres were closed or for their own areas, and they put a new one slap bang in the middle of them all. And yes, it's big, but it's just not big enough to hold the capacity that they need. Look, as you can see, like these are big. This is a big leisure centre, but it's just not big enough for the people they need. Jamie's behind us up there, but it's crazy that they shut these down, and in doing so, now they're having complaints and everything's falling back on them. But that's typically what councils do, is they make bad decisions, it hurts the community, and things fall into disrepair like this here. And this will probably get bought over and turned into something else and never be used again as a leisure centre, probably knocked down. Currently making my way down these set of stairs, and I don't know where it actually takes me, but from them windows up there, I can just hear a lot of kids playing football and loads of people talking, so I'm just being a wee bit quiet. Because down here there's a set of shutters, where if these shutters go up, they're able to get in through this door. So I'm just trying to be very careful of where I'm going. That is the door that takes you into the ladies' changing rooms, if I'm correct by saying. So we're going to continue this way. We're going to make our way back towards the reception. But let's check this out over here. Looks like offices and stuff, yeah. Look at that. It's the old staff room that we've come to. You can see the big lines of cobwebs. So I'm not going to go in here because I don't want to get covered by them, but you can basically see it's just a plain kitchen. Look at all that. That's what I'd be walking for. So I'm just going to ignore that and walk the opposite direction. It looks like they've started stripping this place bit by bit. Look at this. The lights are actually on in here still. Is this like an old, like a room for doing like martial arts or something, maybe? Different type of things. It's like very padded, the floors. But it takes you out into the sports hall. Obviously we've been in there, but what's through here? Have we been in this room yet? I think this is the first room we came through. So it's kind of a good sign. We're going to make our way through here. We're going to go back up to the reception, and then we're going to go up into the main viewing gallery, which is actually up there. So let's make our way over. I'm currently back at the reception. I'm going to make our way up here, but I wonder if there's anything back in this side, because I actually haven't explored this corner yet. It just seems to be offices and toilets, but it looks like it actually takes you into the swimming pool. Then back here, just under the stairs, nothing's here at all. Heading up, you can see where the carpets have actually been ripped off the ground. But yeah, it gets here out. This must be the canteen / viewing area. Flip, look at the windows. They've been completely smashed. The camera just doesn't do justice to this place on the scale of it and the size of it. It's like a very industrial, the style of this place as well. This is like the viewing galleries to everything. This must have been like the wee canteen side thing. Look at this. All the lights and all are still on all the cooking equipment. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. All the wee red lights are on over there. Must have poured pints or something here at one point. Maybe that's for milkshakes or something, I'm not too sure. Everything's basically in there, like the cookers and all. You can check this here out. Some of the old exercise machines and all are still here. An old treadmill. 2 old machines which would have been used for people with disabilities, where you would like hand crank stuff, basically for people with wheelchair would have used it. Go over here, this is actually the main gallery for the sports hall. You can see we've been in here that long, it's starting to get a wee bit dark now. Obviously it's starting to get a bit darker now in the day, but look at this. If you use the torch to light up a bit, you get such a view. Like, the higher you get, the bigger it just seems. It's really weird. It's normally the opposite whenever you get closer. But the higher up you get. Here they must have had vending machines or something back in the day. Along with probably rows and rows of seats and tables and chairs. So coming through the door, look at this. Instantly we're hit with two different types of tops by the looks of it. One's hung up and one's on the ground. Scotland's darts top. And it looks to be Wales. So maybe they had a darts team as well. But look at this. This is the skylight view that you have of the swimming pool. So there might have been chairs lined up along here one stage. So the parents could watch their kids whenever they're out swimming or they're at the classes or anything. Which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, someone's actually smashed the glass looking into it. Currently making my way through this back area. Now this takes us to where the squash courts are, I believe. Seen a sign back there saying that. Now, if there's people still on the football pitch, I'm going to have to be so careful here with what I'm doing. If there's not, then we'll explore it. But if there is, I'm not exploring this here. It just gets too risky. Because you can see out there the big green football pitch. And it looks like one of the coaches is setting everything up for football. There's a bunch of kids sitting over there on the benches just watching, while there's loads more kids just over there playing football. But a few minutes ago we actually witnessed these kids trying to sneak into here. Now there's a bunch of people that are just walking down there, so I'm just going to move back because I don't want to be seen. But the kids were originally trying to get into here. I'll show you the video, pop up on the screen now, and you can basically just see the kids trying to climb over the fence. And then from there they came over and started banging on the doors trying to get in. And one of the football coaches came over and asked them basically to stop and asked them did they want a football to play football with. We heard voices outside and we've looked out and there's a bunch of kids trying to sneak inside. Have you seen them? There's kids out there somewhere trying to get inside the leisure centre, but they don't know how to get in. Oh, over there.
Inside the ground, or
No, they're outside.
Nah.
They couldn't scale the fence, eh? Oh shit, there's loads of them. Looks like there's two offices here. It says office on the door there. So we're going to make our way over there and we're going to check it out and see what else there is. Looks like there's a secured room here, which seems to actually be locked. So we're going to ignore that. There's the lift. I doubt it works. And then there's another room here, a storeroom, which is locked as well. Looks like someone's tried to remove the code lock off. So we're going to leave that. Toilets in here. If we go for here now, there's people at the front, so we have to be so careful of what we're doing here, because there's a youth club just at the front there. It seems like one of the old office rooms. Probably would have had CCTV and all in it at the time. Connected all up to this here. Now we're not going to go to that room because that means I have to cross that window. We'll make our way in here and have a look around, see what all is about. Where's this take us? Make sure there's no alarms on the door. Takes us downstairs to a spiral staircase, which we're going to avoid. We'll check this room over here. Ooh, look, it's like a viewing gallery of the swimming pool. And look, you can actually see the safe and stuff still here from back in the day. I wonder if there's anything in it. Obviously, you need to know the code to get in it and probably need a key as well. But as you can see, all the keys are here for the building. Look at this. Wait, is this here? It is, look. So this is actually, I think there's a security system, because look, it says here Netwatch. And Netwatch is the company that does all the security for these here buildings. And look at that. net watch, don't unplug. So this controls the cameras that are around the outside of the building. Now, we're not going to touch them because the cameras are active, they're being used and constantly being watched, and the last thing we want to do is trigger them. But look at this. Get a nice wee overview of the big swimming pool. Currently making our way through to check out the squash court, and there's loads of people out there, and I'm definitely going to be seen. But look at this here from up here. You can see the bowl a lot more now than what we did a few minutes ago. They're just continuing through. Now, there's a guy looking straight down there, but he's not looking up. But he's just standing there. But look at the size of these here courts. Obviously, never played squash before in my life, but they're quite big. But as you can see outside, there's people over there in the football grounds. Seems like the kids have left from earlier. But if we make our way through here as well, we actually come to the fitness suite, as we can see here. And it looks like they've started stripping in here out. They maybe stripped it though, whenever they first closed it, because all that other bit over there might have been like rubber mats, and they typically tend to be quite expensive. And that could probably be the reason why a good bit of this is broken, apart from kids getting in. It's because whenever they were removing stuff, they might have broke it to stop scrappers and all coming in and taking stuff, which hasn't happened. But look at this here, there's all these different plans and all on the walls. Different gym sessions. Must have been wee challenges or something. Skin folds. Everything's still here, like there's all like posters and all up along the top and stuff. It's quite cool to see. And it looks like on the door they've actually got exercises still here. Look at that. Must have had cable machines and stuff in here at one point. They're all cable exercises, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think that there's a wrap. I think we've completely explored this whole building. It is massive, but it's obviously to accommodate all these big massive rooms that we've been walking around. So that being said, we're going to end the video here. If you've enjoyed this one, drop a follow, drop a like, and drop a comment. Let me know what your favourite parts were. Let me know if you've actually been to this leisure centre before and you've was here as a kid. And if you have, let me know what your best memories was, and if there was anything that you remember that I've walked around, or has much changed since you were a kid walking around these here corridors. But yes, if you've enjoyed this here video, I shall see you all in the next one.